Warning: the following video contains graphic and distressing images related to the Mary Vincent case. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The open road, a symbol of freedom and possibility. For Mary Vincent, a 15-year-old girl with dreams of adventure, it became a nightmare she would never forget. This is the story of unimaginable cruelty, unbreakable resilience, and survival against all odds. Mary Vincent was just 15 years old in September 1978. A bright, artistic teenager, she had her whole life ahead of her. Like many her age, she was seeking independence and adventure. But Mary could never have imagined that her search for freedom would lead her down a path of horror. On a warm autumn day, Mary decided to hitchhike her way to her grandfather's house in California. It was common for young people at the time to hitchhike, and Mary had no reason to believe this day would be any different. Then, a van pulled over, driven by Lawrence Singleton. Lawrence Singleton was a 50-year-old man who seemed friendly, even fatherly. Mary hesitated, but decided to accept the ride when he assured her he was heading in the same direction. Little did she know, she had just stepped into the vehicle of a monster. At first, the ride seemed uneventful, but Mary began to notice something was off. Singleton took a detour, claiming he'd forgotten something at his house. The pit in Mary's stomach grew. As the sun began to set, Singleton's demeanor changed. He attacked Mary with brutal force, binding her and assaulting her repeatedly. Hours passed, and Mary's nightmare deepened, but the horror was far from over. To silence Mary forever, Singleton did the unthinkable. He used a hatchet to sever both of her arms, throwing her body into a 30-foot ravine. Singleton believed Mary was dead. But Mary Vincent was not dead. Fueled by sheer willpower, she did the unimaginable. Mary packed dirt into her wounds to slow the bleeding, and managed to climb out of the ravine. With no arms, barefoot, and covered in blood, Mary walked nearly 3 miles before finding help. A passing couple stopped and rushed her to the hospital, saving her life. Mary's survival wasn't just a physical miracle. It was key to bringing Lawrence Singleton to justice. Despite her trauma, she testified against him in court, ensuring he was convicted. However, the justice system failed Mary in a critical way. Singleton received only 14 years, the maximum sentence at the time. Shockingly, he served just 8 years before being released. The public was outraged, and Mary's case became a catalyst for change. Her bravery and advocacy led to stricter sentencing laws for violent offenders, including the Singleton Bill. But Lawrence Singleton's story didn't end there. In 1997, nearly 2 decades after his release, he murdered 31-year-old Roxanne Hayes in Florida. This time, Singleton was sentenced to death. But he died of cancer in 2001 while awaiting execution. Despite enduring unimaginable trauma, Mary Vincent refused to let her attacker define her life. She became an artist, creating beautiful works using prosthetics. Mary also became an advocate for victims' rights, using her voice to ensure no one would have to endure what she did. Mary's story is one of resilience, courage, and survival. It reminds us of the darkness that exists in this world, but also of the strength of the human spirit. Thank you for watching this episode of Packs of Fear. If Mary's story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind us of the courage it takes to face fear head-on.